and good day. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz from eTurboNews, and this is a breaking news update. For more news updates and shows, please go to youtube.com/travel news group. youtube.com/travel news group. Here's our update.
Chimpanzee, birds, wildlife protection just ended at Uganda Bugamo Forest. In Uganda, the Chimpanzee Sanctuary and Wildlife Conservation Trust, the National Association of Professional Environmentalists, NAPE, ECOTRUST, Uganda Tourism Association, Association of Uganda Tour Operators, AUTO, Association for the Conservation of Bugoma Forest and Tree Talk Plus are fighting for the Bugoma Forest to be saved. 6 Africa Institute for Energy Governance AFIEGO staff including CEO Dickens Kamugisha were arrested and detained in Uganda at Kira Police Station, Kampala on the 22nd of October 2021 for operating without a license. This was confirmed in a tweet posted on AFIEGO's Twitter page shortly after the arrests. AFIEGO had been at the center of the #Save Bugoma Forest campaign in western Uganda after 5,779 acres of the 41,144-hectare forest was leased by the Bunyoro Katara Kingdom to Hoima Sugar Limited for sugar growing. Africa Institute for Energy Governance AFIEGO, is an Uganda company undertaking public policy research and advocacy to influence energy policies to benefit the poor and vulnerable. Since August 2020, when mechanical graders roared to life as part of a controversial sugarcane development project, residents and civil society groups under the Save Bugoma Forest campaign have been waging an uphill legal battle. The arrest came after a ruling by the Uganda High Court Civil Division Muza in September 2021. After the ruling in favor of the kingdom to lease part of the forest after the AFIEGO and Water and Environment Network WEMNET, had filed a case against National Environment Management Agency NEMA, for approving an Environmental and Social Impact Assessment ESIA report. The report was falsely presented by Hoima Sugar Limited, claiming that the reserve they wanted to use for sugar production was in a degraded grassland and not affecting the boundaries of the forest. It was claimed to be adjacent to Bugoma Forest despite satellite imagery showing the contrary. Bugoma Forest. The Bugoma Forest is a protected tropical forest that is situated southwest of Hoima and northeast of Kyanjojo towns, and east of Lake Albert, in the Hoima district of western Uganda. It was gazetted in the 1930s and came under the mandate of the National Forestry Authority in 2003. Background. On 1 August 2016, Uganda Land Commission issued a land title for 5,779 hectares 22 square miles to the Kingdom of Bunyoro Katarawich. The land was leased immediately to Hoima Sugar. In May 2019, Masindi District High Court Judge, Wilson Masalu relied on testimony by the Commissioner of Lands and Mappings, Wilson Ogalo in a trial against the National Forestry Authority NFA, that the judge ruled based on the testimony, the 5,779 hectares of Bugoma Forest Reserve were to be considered located outside the forest. Therefore it was ruled the land in dispute belonged to Omakama, king of Bunyoro. This ruling opened a free hand to the kingdom to lease the land to Hoima Sugar. Commissioner Ogalis's scheme is characteristic following his denial during a similar investigation on the destruction of Kisankobe Forest in the Mukono district in October 2020. Led by Kamgusha, the #Save Bugoma Forest campaign eventually reached the RT. Honorable Speaker of Uganda Parliament Jacob Lokori Olanya Chambers on Thursday 9 September 2021. Communities living around Bugoma Forest called for the conservation of the forest. They also want Parliament to discuss a motion on saving the forest. The motion has been on the order paper since September 28, 2021. A petition was submitted in a bid to stop the destruction of Bugoma Central Forest Reserve. The petition was signed by over 20,000 people residing in the 30-plus villages in the districts of Kikuub and Hoima. These districts are home to the threatened forest. Species in the forest include Uganda mangabe, chimpanzees, and birdlife. The petition demanded to immediately stop the ongoing destruction of the Bugoma Forest and save the livelihoods of local communities and conserve Uganda's natural heritage. The Speaker committed the matter to a parliamentary committee on the environment. The petition was also backed by other civil society organizations including Africa Institute for Energy Governance AFIEGO, Water and Environment, Media Network, WEMNET, Chimpanzee Sanctuary and Wildlife Conservation Trust, National Association of Professional Environmentalists NAPE, ECOTRUST, Uganda Tourism Association, Association of Uganda Tour Operators, AUTO, Association for the Conservation of Bugoma Forest and Tree Talk Plus. Between August and September, a forest elephant and 2 chimpanzees have been found dead in the forest precincts of the forest as a result of this human-wildlife conflict as the animals get dislodged, dehydrated while the forest was forcing them to look for food in gardens belonging to adjacent communities. Since the clearing of the forest began, vexed chimpanzees and herds of fleeing wildlife have attacked villagers in surrounding areas and raided their crops. AFIEGO has also been under immense pressure due to defending oil-affected communities' rights in the Hoima district. Ironically, they are also defended by the Bunyoro Katara Kingdom. In September 2020, Vanex Watabawa and Joshua Mutale, WEMNET journalists were arrested in Hoima on their way to attend a radio talk show at Spice FM. The Uganda police attempted to block the #Save Bugoma Forest campaign. AFIEGO's purge is the latest in a string of arrests since in August 2020, several non-governmental organizations were involved in human rights work, people affected by a crude oil production project and the environment had their activities halted after they had rubbed the government in the wrong way. The resident district commissioner Kikube Amian Tumasimi is in agreement as he has accused some central government agencies and the Bunyoro Katara Kingdom of corruption over failure to open the boundaries of Bugoma Forest when responding to concerns in by communities conservation discussions organized by an anti-corruption coalition.
Thank you for listening to our news update. There's more on youtube.com/travel news group, or you can read us, of course, in going to our news portal at eTurboNews.com or travelnews.online.